Another thing that I've noticed about French men is that yes, although they are not the most romantic, they are very... What's doing, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be spilling the tea on what it's like dating a French guy. I actually made a video kind of similar to this, like, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 months ago. And, you know, I've been dating a French guy for almost a year now, and I'm going to dispel some myths, some stereotypes, tell you guys what it's been like, and if I'd even recommend it.
Is it really as bad as they say it is?
There's a lot of stereotypes out there on what French men are like, and I've entertained a lot of these stereotypes. When I first started dating, seeing this guy, I'll be honest, I watched some videos, I read some Reddits about what it's like dating French men and what they're like. I've read some horror stories because I wanted to psychologically prepare myself for what it would be like. French men don't have the greatest reputation.
Yeah, they have a very bad reputation.
And I've lived in New York City throughout my 20s. I've had a lot of girlfriends who've been out on dates with French men who've actually also told me not so great things about French men. So I didn't really enter this relationship with the greatest preconceived notions about French men, which was actually kind of sad. So if you are going to visit France, if you are talking to a French guy, if you are interested in dating French men, you know, maybe this video will give you a little bit of a new perspective. Side note, this has been my first experience with dating anyone French. I've never dated anyone French before this, and that's kind of strange. I've dated in New York City, I've dated in Los Angeles, so yeah, that's kind of weird, but this has been my first exposure. I also want to mention that, you know, my boyfriend, he's French, but he's also half Moroccan. He is very, very French, so I don't think that really much of his personality or his culture is really Moroccan influenced. A lot of people in my comments, when they find out he's Moroccan, are like, oh, he's gonna try to convert you to Islam, and when you don't, he's gonna leave you. And I'm like, no, he's not Muslim, so that's not gonna happen. One of the main stereotypes that I was warned about by actually one of my girlfriends and by a lot of videos that I've seen online is that French guys are cheap. And that was kind of one thing that I've been on the lookout for ever since I started dating my boyfriend. Is like, ooh, is my boyfriend gonna be a cheap guy? Because my girlfriend told me that French guys are so cheap, they are going to insist that I pay for everything. He is gonna be such a stingy bastard. Honestly, this is not something that I have noticed as a predominant trait of his. And especially in comparison to other guys that I've dated, in comparison to American guys I've dated, there is like absolutely no stark difference or contrast at all. If I would make any kind of observation at all, I would say that my French boyfriend is actually really smart with his money, is good with his money. Is he a frivolous spender? No, he is not, but he does like to enjoy his money when it comes to like traveling and spending it on like food and going out. He doesn't like to spend his money on like clothes and luxurious items, but you know, he likes to fly business class and he likes to go and spend his money on traveling. So no, he's not a cheap person. Does he believe in equality as far as like gender roles go, as like splitting things with me? Yes, he does. But when we go out for dinner, he generally picks up the bill. Unless I personally want to or insist on paying for something. So no, I don't think that he is super cheap. Is he like a sugar daddy type, the type of guy who wants to pay for everything and is like super like, no, he's not like that either. So there is like, you know, there's levels, right?
Oh my God, there's so many levels to this.
Is he super cheap? No. Is he like super mega money, throwing money everywhere and wants to pay for absolutely everything? And like men like that, I think, want to have like a level of control over a woman. I don't think he's like that either. At the forefront of my mind ever since I started dating a French guy is the adulterous stereotype, that they are not loyal, that a lot of Frenchmen have mistresses. I actually brought this up with my boyfriend when I first started dating him. I said, you know, are you aware of the stereotype that Frenchmen are like whorish and that a lot of them have mistresses? And he kind of just like got mad at me. He was like, oh yeah, like that's such a stupid stereotype. I don't understand, like it's so dumb. But like I can guarantee you there are so many other countries where men are much more unfaithful, and I agree. I can think of so many other cultures and countries where men are much more unfaithful. I mean, I can think of one right off the top of my head, and that is Czech Republic. Like, I grew up in Czech Republic, and pretty much everybody in my family has like a mistress. Everybody has cheated, so that's like one example. And here in the United States, like hookup culture is so prominent. People are cheating. I mean, social media has created such a crazy amount of dishonesty and disloyalty in this world. So I think it's unfair to just categorize an entire nation of people as being disloyal and dishonest. Actually, French people are pretty honest based on just what I've witnessed through him and his friends that I've met. I think that that's just like a weird made up thing in our heads. Every single person from any corner of the world is capable of cheating. I actually think that French people are generally more forward with their partners, and if they want to you know, take on another relationship or be polyamorous, I think they'd probably be more communicative with their partner about it, rather than being sneaky or shady about it. One thing I've observed about my French boyfriend is that something that kind of bothers me about him, this is a negative trait, is that Frenchmen, you think that they're going to be very romantic and amorous, and that's not always the case. My boyfriend, he can kind of be a little bit cold sometimes. That was something that I wasn't really expecting. When I first met him, the very first time, I was really stunned by the fact that he was a little bit cold and not this like sweep me off my feet type of like Parisian guy, but he has gotten better. I made it known that I really wanted him to be much more romantic and open with me, and ever since I made that clear to him, he has improved and he is a lot more romantic now. So yes, don't go into a relationship with a French guy expecting him to be super romantic with you. Don't expect it to be like a movie, because it's not going to be like that. Another thing, they are brutally honest, and this kind of goes back to like the cheating thing. This is why I feel like the cheating thing doesn't really make all that much sense, because Frenchmen are very direct, very honest. If they're thinking something, they're gonna say it to you. They're not gonna hold back any of their opinions. If they don't like a dress on you, if they think that something doesn't look flattering on you, they're gonna tell it to you. They don't sugarcoat anything, and that's gonna be a hard pill for a lot of American women to swallow. And it was especially for me in the beginning of my relationship with my French boyfriend. Oh my goodness. There were things that he said to me that I was like so shook that I was like, did you just seriously tell me that this dress does not look good on me right now? Oh my god. If any of my previous boyfriends said that to me, they would have probably gotten punched in the face. But it actually was a good thing after a while. It made me appreciate him and his opinions so much more, because it made me realize that he was never going to bullshit me. Now I respect, trust, and admire him and his opinions so much more, and he expects the same back from me. He knows when I'm bullshitting him. I think that French people maybe think that Americans are big bullshitters. Like, when he can totally sense when I'm trying to bullshit him. He's like, all right, you're doing that thing you're doing. Because I think that like Americans are so used to sugarcoating and embellishing things because they don't want to be direct and hurt people.
You just tell it to me straight.
that's a bad habit that we've acquired. And so I've really become a much more upfront, honest, and loyal, better partner because of him. So I really appreciate that. I think he's made me a much better girlfriend because of that. And another thing that I've noticed about Frenchmen is that, yes, although they are not the most romantic, they are very physical. He is very physical. I think that the reputation that they have for being good lovers does hold true. My boyfriend is very good in bed, and I've had a bit of like a sexual reawakening with my boyfriend. I've never really enjoyed sexy time until this relationship, and you know, he certainly knows what he's doing. I think that in France they have a much different relationship when it comes to sex than we do here in the States. Maybe it's a healthier relationship, maybe they don't slut shame as much, maybe they're just much more open with their bodies, maybe their hookup culture is different. I don't know what it is, but whatever they're doing, the men are much more well trained in the female anatomy, that's for sure, because they just know where the things are. And then the other thing I've noticed is, like, if they like you and they'll tell you. If they love you and they'll tell you. If they don't love you, they won't tell you they love you. My boyfriend told me that he loved me about 4 or 5 months into us seeing each other, which for me was kind of weird, because usually I exchange I love yous very quickly into knowing somebody, and he's told me that, like, it's something that he doesn't really tell people very often. It takes him a really long time to open up to people. So it was like very special to me to know that, you know, he was telling me that he loved me. And so I think Frenchmen, they're not gonna tell you they like you or love you unless they really love you. And so just know that if a French guy is telling you that he has feelings for you or like wants to date you, it's because he really, really likes you. They're not gonna just say those things just to say those things. The other thing that I've noticed about dating my French guy and his personality in general is that he's very, very adventurous. He loves to travel, and he's very cultured, very knowledgeable about things, and that's like something that I was really like lacking in a lot of my other relationships with men that I dated. And that's what I love about this relationship, is that I know that he is just down to do whatever, whenever. He's super spontaneous and just always down for a good time. And I'm so happy that I'm dating a French guy. I think that all of the flaws that he may have, like, you know, sometimes the coldness and the brutal honesty, those are so outweighed by the positives, I think. Hopefully I won't be eating my words later on down the line and think to myself one day, like, damn, I hate those Frenchmen, they suck.
Stop speaking French, damn you!
But you know, for now, I really like dating a French guy, and I like the fact that he lives in France because I can always go visit. I'm going to Paris in about 10 days, so I'll definitely be doing a vlog there. And so yeah, dating a French guy definitely has a lot of perks, and those are just some of my observations of what it's like dating a French guy. If you're dating a French guy, what has it been like for you? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more videos about my life, my stories, what I do, make sure to click the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and come back tomorrow for a brand new video. And I will see you guys then. Bye.